Hi everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Sian. Very good morning. So, how are you all? Hope everyone is doing fine and feeling good. Here we are discussing the major current affairs of 17th of June 2025, and the topics are investigation agency news, that is AAIB, the Totapuri mangoes, India's first agentic AI system, recent wildlife sanctuary including the Mansar and the Nandur, the update of UN Ocean Conference, the IUCN status of emperor penguin, the National Conference on Agri-State, a recent 2025 updated list, that is AV list, recent days in news including Global Wind Days and the Tourism Day. In a sports update, we will discuss the gymnastic championship and the update of cricket world test championship. Recent updates from the state including Udyog Kranti and the leading state in Ayushman Bharat mission for the skin and shear facility. Recently, International Civil Aviation Organization was in news. The update of a hydroelectric project, that is Shongtong Kharcham in a state. In a scheme category, we will discuss the Prashad. In award capacity, we will discuss a state that recently has achieved the highest wind power capacity in the financial year 24-25, right? And all these questions, they are from the daily 20 MCQ series. Here we go, the first one. Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau is a government agency established under which ministry? So here we are discussing AAIB, a major Indian government agency and functions under the Ministry of Civil Aviation. The current cabinet minister of civil aviation, and that is Shri K.R. Naidu in Modi 3.0 cabinet. So recently, we all know the Ahmedabad case, the death of 241 passenger of Boeing aircraft. So recently, the AAIB started an official investigation into the Air India flight AI-17 crash involving a Boeing 787. Overall, AAIB, it is a government agency, functions under the Ministry of Civil Aviation, set up in some 2012 to investigate aircraft accidents and serious incidents in Indian airspace. Its goal is to find out what went wrong and suggest safety steps, not to blame anyone. And recently, just because of their investigation, this agency is in. So, with this question, here we are discussing some other international level organization that is related with aviation industry and a recent summit hosted by India. And the first category, the International Civil Aviation Organization, the ICAO, currently in news just because of the Ahmedabad case. Basically, it is related with the 1944 Chicago Convention. Its operational year is 1947. Currently, there are some 193 members of ICAO, including India. And their headquarters, it is located at Montreal in Canada. So, the update of ICAO, the International Civil Aviation Organization. Here we are discussing a major summit that is related with the aviation industry and recently hosted by the India after the gap of 42 years, and that is the IATA AGM Summit. Basically, it is its 81st edition, and after 42-year gap, recently India hosted it in New Delhi. So in the summit, the Civil Aviation Minister declared that India is currently the third largest domestic aviation market and update of a goal, and that is by 2047 to proceed 350 airports by 2047 with the help of UDAN scheme, recently updated by the Civil Aviation Minister in the IATA AGM 81st edition, right? And here the full form of UDAN, that is Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, right? So we all know recently 241 death recorded in Ahmedabad plane crash by the Boeing airplane. But it is not a new news by the Boeing. Basically, in 2022, there is some other cases in China, in South Korea. Basically, in the last 25 years, there are some 107 Boeing plane crashes cases. In 2022, there is a case of 132 death from China by the Boeing airplane. In the same year, 2022, there was a case of 179 deaths in South Korea with the Boeing plane air crash. Overall, again, Boeing is in news just because of their recent crash in India, in Ahmedabad, and that's why we are discussing this question. Moving on, here we are discussing some major updates by the ministries, and that are: which ministry launched the National Plastic Waste Reporting Portal on World Environment Day? And basically, it is launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Its cabinet minister is Bhupendra Yadav. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment launched the Waste Picker enumeration app under which a scheme, and that is the Namaste scheme. PM Employment Generation Program, basically it is managed by the Ministry of MSME, and recently the 8th edition of NV Starts India, and it is released by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. What is the name of investor centric portal recently launched by the Ministry of Ayush, and that is Ayush Nivesh Sarthi. The primary objective of CCARES version 2.0, and basically it is related with the PF and pension distribution, and launched by the coal, and Bharat Jan multi-model LLM model, and basically it is launched by the Ministry of Science and Technology at the Bharat Jan Summit. Moving on, the next one. What is the name of India's first agentic AI system developed by Krutrim startup? So recent AI system, and it is unique. Its name is Krati because it aligns with the human values. Because it aligns with the human value. So recently, India's first agentic artificial intelligence named Krati was launched by the startup Krutrim. It is a next generation generative AI tool that goes beyond just providing information. Krati can act independently to manage complex tasks, make decisions, and solve problems for users and organization. Basically, it uses advanced reasoning and step-by-step planning to handle multi-layer challenges without constant human input. So basically, it aligns with human values. It processes large amount of data from various sources to create strategies and complete tasks on its own. So overall, it is the part of India AI mission. Here we are discussing India AI mission launched in March 2024 by two main agencies, basically including the Ministry of Information Technology and Broadcasting and the NASSCOM. Its budget is 10,371.92 CR, and basically it functions under the triple P model, public private partnership, and functions under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, and its implementing agency is NASSCOM as well. So basically, lastly, we have discussed some Indian startups that are the part of the India AI mission because they are building India's indigenous large language model, the LLM. Basically, the selected startups are the Sarvam AI, the Soket AI, the Janani AI, and the GAN AI. So recently, with the help of India AI mission, the Ministry of IT has selected 4 major startups in India to develop India's indigenous LLM model. Moving on, here we are discussing some major updates related with artificial intelligence, and that are: where was the National Conference on AI for Empowering Persons with Disabilities held? And that is Bangalore. The India AI mission was jointly launched by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, in which organization? And that is NASSCOM. And which country is the host of 81st Annual General Meeting? Recently discussed, that is India. And Yashoda AI, basically it is the initiative of National Commission for Women, and other are not related with the AI. Moving on, the next. Which two countries are the host of the 4th UN Ocean Conference in 2028? So recently, the 2025 UNOC 3rd edition ended with over 170 countries adopting a joint declaration for urgent ocean protection. And the declaration title, Our Ocean, Our Future, United for Urgent Action, Urgent Immediate Step to Conserve and Use Ocean Sustainably. And that's why this question was in news. Basically, here action plan was in news, that is Nice Ocean Action Plan, adopted in the third edition of UNOC, co-hosted by the France and Costa Rica. And the next UN Ocean Conference will be in 2028, co-hosted by the Chile and South Korea. Overall, UN Ocean Conference we are discussing, its first edition was in New York 2017 the year. The second edition was at Lisbon in 2022, hosted by Kenya and the Portugal. Overall, the main objective of this UN Ocean Conference is to fulfill the guidelines of the Sustainable Development Goal 14 by the 2030, and that is life below water. Moving on to the next one. What is list that was recently mentioned in news? So a major 2025 updated list, that is list, and recently it replaced two major organizations. So basically list, it is a unified global checklist of bird species for conservation. So recently the list, the world's first unified global checklist of bird species, was launched to support effective bird conservation, and it replaces the IOC, International Ornithological Conference Committee, basically it is, and the Clement list, and it will be updated every year. Evilist offers the most updated and reliable classification of global bird species, and overall the list includes some 11,131 bird species all around the bird, and just because of 2025 it was in news. Moving on, the next one, sports update we are discussing. Which country won the Cricket World Test Championship 2025 title? And recently won by the South Africa by defeating the Australia, right? And that's why this question was in news. So South Africa won the Cricket WTC 2025 title by 5 wickets against defending champion Australia at London recently. This is South Africa's first major cricket title in the last 27 years. Lastly, they had won their last edition for this tournament in some 1998. And now, after the gap of 27 years, finally South Africa won the title of WTC by beating the Australia. And that's why this question was in news. New Zealand won the first WTC in 2021 by beating India, and Australia won it in 2023, and now South Africa has claimed it in 2025. Moving on, the next one. Shongtong Kharcham hydroelectric project is located in which state? So a major hydroelectric project, just because the state's minister has fixed some limit line for this project, and basically it is associated with Himachal Pradesh. So recently the Himachal Pradesh CM has fixed November 2026 as the deadline for completing the delay Shongtong Kharcham hydroelectric project. Overall, it is a run-off river hydropower project located on the Satluj River in Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh. The project has a total capacity of 450 megawatt. Using 150 megawatt, it will generate approximately 1594 gigawatt hour unit of electricity annually. Overall, it is located at Kinnaur district in Himachal Pradesh on Satluj River. Moving on, the next one. Where is the headquarters of ICAO located? And the headquarters, it is located at Montreal in Canada. So recently India performed better than the global average in air operation and safety, according to the audit by the International Civil Organization in November 2022. And that's why ICAO is in news. Basically, it is a United Nations special agency formed under the Chicago Convention of 1944. It works to promote safe, secure, and efficient international air transport for peaceful purpose. And just because of India's performance in their report, and it was in news. Moving on, the next one. Which state has emerged as the leading state in India for the scan and share facility under Ayushman Bharat mission as of June 2025, and that state is Bihar. So recently, Bihar has become the top state in India for using the scan and share feature under the Ayushman Bharat digital mission launched in 2020. Basically, with 92% online outpatient department OPD registration rate, Bihar has become the top state recently. As per the National Health Authority, the NHA, Bihar alone accounts for 2.94 crore of the 11.38 crore total OPD registration under the Ayushman Bharat digital mission since 2020. Here we are discussing the Ayushman Bharat digital mission. In which year was the mission launched? And that is 2020. And it functions under the Ministry of Science and its implementing authority is National Health Authority. Basically, it functions under the Ministry of Health and Welfare that is headed by the JP Nadda. Moving on the next one, a major scheme that is Prasad, and it was launched by which ministry? And it is launched by the Ministry of Tourism, whose cabinet minister is Gajendra Singh Shekhawat. So recently, update from Karnataka, the Chamundi Hills project in Karnataka has finally progressed under the Prasad scheme after years of delay, and that's why this question was in news. Prasad stands here for Pilgrimage, Rejuvenation and Spiritual Heritage Augmentation Drive. It was launched in 2014-15 by the Ministry of Tourism and it is a central sector scheme. Overall, this scheme supports integrated development of pilgrimage and heritage destination. Moving on the next one, which state was awarded first place in the country for achieving the highest wind power capacity in the financial year 24-25, and that award is for the Karnataka. So recently, Karnataka was awarded first place for adding the highest wind power capacity of 1331.48 megawatt in financial year 24-25. The award was received by the State Energy Minister K.J. George from Union Minister of New and Renewable Energy, led by the Prahlad Joshi during Global Wind Day. Overall, Global Wind Day, it was on 15th of June, and on this day, the award was won by the Karnataka. The theme of the Global Wind Day, and that is Pavan Urja, powering the future of India. And the second and the third rank holder, and that is Tamil Nadu and Gujarat. Tamil Nadu and Gujarat got the second and third with 1136.37 megawatt and 954.76 megawatt addition respectively. Overall, Karnataka's wind capacity now surpasses the top countries like South Africa, Portugal, and New Zealand, and is close to Sweden and Australia as per the reports of financial year 24-25. Moving on the next one. Totapuri mangoes are primarily cultivated in which state? So basically they are from Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So recently the Andhra Pradesh government banned the entry of Totapuri mangoes from the other state just because of the dispute with Karnataka. Totapuri mangoes are mainly grown in Chittor in Andhra Pradesh and parts of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Moving on the next one. Surinsar Mansar Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which state or UT? So Wildlife Sanctuary, and basically it is located in Jammu and Kashmir, UT. So recently the Jammu and Kashmir government formed a divisional level committee to monitor the eco-sensitive zone around the Surinsar Mansar Wildlife Sanctuary. Basically, this wildlife sanctuary is located in the UT of Jammu and Kashmir and is named after the twin lakes, that is Surinsar and the Mansar. Overall, it spreads across Jammu, Udhampur, and the Samba districts of the UT, Jammu and Kashmir. Moving on the next one. What is the IUCN status of emperor penguin that was recently seen in news, and its IUCN status, and that is near threatened by the IUCN Red List. So they are classified as near threatened. And basically, a study highlighted that these penguins are facing serious threats from climate change in the region of Antarctica. There was a national conference on agri-tech held, and that is at New Delhi, recently organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. So, the event focused on turning agricultural data into efficient service delivery under the digital agriculture measure. Global Wind Day, recently discussed, the date is 15th of June. The next is Pranati Nayak won which medal in women's vault at the Asian Artistic Gymnastic Championship in Jecheon, Korea, and recently she won bronze medal. So recently, Indian gymnast Pranati Nayak won her third bronze medal in the women's vault at the Asian Artistic Gymnastics Championship held in Jecheon, Korea on 14th of June. The state government has launched the Udyog Kranti initiative in June 2025 to boost industrial growth, and that is by the Punjab to simplify and speed up processes for setting up industry, and recently launched by the CM Bhagwant Mann and the AAP leader Arvind Kejriwal.